Hey everyone, I am Jolly Pisces 78 and welcome to my channel. We are now on part 30 of chapter 7, reverse 1999, and now the curtain calls. In the last episode, Burton received an umbrella called the Hoffman umbrella, and it is, well, the Hoffman not, but it is an umbrella that allows anyone to use it and in order to protect them from the storm. It is a prototype, so it is still in the process of being tested to make sure it actually works. So hopefully it does. And Regulus, everyone teamed up and helped Regulus get a new ship. Not only did the Foundation approve for her to get a ship, but she has gathered jewelry from Sotheby, and that was enough for her to buy a ship. And also, not only that, but Drufus and Lilia gave her their medals, and she herself will be receiving a medal. So she is now able to have two ships, and whether she purchases or puts the money up, I would put the money up for another one. It seems like her ships are getting destroyed, or either I don't know. I would just put the money up. If something happens to the one the Foundation just approved her for, and she would be able to purchase a ship right away. So, but that's what I would do. So now let's get to part 30, and now the curtain calls. She brushes off the raindrops from her shoulders and steps into the new world. The youth are selling for a new world, while the old are saying goodbye to the world they knew.
"15 plugs. This should be enough to cover all socket types at our destination. Simone, pass me the experiment log, please."
She brushes the dust off the desk and takes a final inventory of the lab's equipment. She leaves the lights off, not needing them any longer. An urgent knock sounds from the door.
Come.
Before she finishes her protocol for human social customs, the door barges open.
Madame Lucy, is it true? Are you leaving La Place?
Is she really? No, Lucy can't leave. I wasn't sure about her at first, but I think I have come to like Lucy. I don't want her to leave. Even Enigma doesn't want her to leave.
Yes. The inquiry is over. This is the decision of all parties involved.
You have got to be kidding me!
Enigma pounds the table, sending the dust from the experiments into the air.
After all the incredible contributions you've made, they're suspending you?
What? Suspension? Oh. Because she gave the information to Miss Gakania.
This is absolutely ridiculous! Without you, there would be no umbrella, and everyone would have died from the side effects!
But many did perish because of me. I had underestimated the danger of the ritual, and it ended up spreading uncontrollably.
Am I to understand that Miss Arcania and the people in Vienna suffered from the ritual for the knot that the information she gave them?
Did you not once have the same opinion, researcher Adler Hoffman?
The robot gives him a friendly nod.
It is surprising to see you change your mind so quickly. But that is just what Laplace needs. The spirit of rationality and self-evolution.
The documents have been filed away. Simone walks up to Lucy and takes the heavy experimental apparatus from her hands. As the dust rises from the movements, Enigma lets out a cough.
I can imagine how they came to this decision. They must have considered the backgrounds of all the employees, including their social status and race. After 8 years, we finally created an umbrella to withstand the storm. However, our methods for achieving such progress and breakthroughs were too much for some to handle. People needed an outlet for their frustrations, so someone had to be held responsible for the accidents and casualties. Numerous complaints have been filed against me, accusing me of being a cold, heartless opponent of humanity. Within the Foundation, Zeno, and even here, some are starting to question the idea of having an awakened piston as a leader of Laplace. They argued about my arcane abilities, unsure if I had them under control or if they were becoming unstable and affecting my ability to make rational decisions.
The robot realizes an overlooked detail.
I did give the nod to Miss Kikanya in violation of the confidentiality agreement.
You did.
But ultimately, it helped people survive.
Oh, it did?
And that is all that matters.
Okay. But Enigma does not pick up on this realization. He's already enraged, fists clenched in a ball.
So they're questioning your standing because you're an awakened? An arcanist? They're doubting the rationality of a machine that values technology and progress above all else? Could anything be more absurd? Even I, a human, was on the verge of giving up. It was you who convinced me to save our species.
My question is, why are you so upset?
Well, Lucy, he likes you as a friend.
This does not affect you. In fact, you may be promoted. Laplace is setting up a new department, and you and Ulrich should have been invited to head it.
Weil das verdammt ungerecht ist!
He doesn't even want to work with Ulrich.
Diese Leute kennen dich nicht. Sie haben nicht mit dir gearbeitet oder dir zugehört. Und doch ernten sie freudig die Früchte deiner Arbeit, während sie dir keinen Respekt erweisen. Der einzige Grund, warum du suspendiert wirst, ist, weil du, ein Erwachter, nicht wirklich sterben kannst. Oder sie würden dir jetzt eine Ehrenmedaille auf deinem Grabstein verleihen.
Maybe you should take up that offer. At least you will get a promotion as a just reward.
Enigma opens his mouth, but no sound comes out. Is he even going to accept this promotion because of Lucy being suspended? He wants to tell her she's wrong about him wanting the promotion, but he's too flustered and angry to speak. The robotic eye slits, pulses, and she continues in her unemotional tone.
By the way, Ulrich ended up receiving a medal. But like you, he was not exactly thrilled either. He is outside the committee building, refusing to eat in protest. But everyone knows how resilient the awakened can be. It is going poorly.
She shakes and sighs deeply, remorseful for her subordinate's behavior.
I will suggest that one of you take this position. No one knows this research better than the two of you.
Not a chance.
The research must progress, and you also need to ensure that the results will not be abused.
Melman just ran. A valid concern.
Scheiße. You're right.
Enigma is caught in a fierce battle between his principles and his duty. But the robot doesn't notice these unimportant details. She nonchalantly walks over to the chair and runs a final battery check.
The punishment does not bother me, Researcher Hoffman. Power exists only in your dictionary, not mine. From the moment of my awakening, I have been unable to comprehend you creatures. And even now, that remains unchanged.
She states with no emotion added to embellish her delivery. Enigma's mouth falls open in shock. Meanwhile, the robot just keeps on talking.
We operate in different ways, just like how our fuels differ. But the bright side is our paths align. Whether we are creatures or machines, humans or arcanists, most of us strive for a better life. It is this primal desire that drives progress. That is why I put on the mask of a human and work on improving my appearance and speech, all for the sake of better communication with you. Unfortunately, my efforts do not always pay off. Some say that the more human-like I appear, the more different I seem.
Dang, Enigma said that a lot too. She shakes her head with regret.
But I am who I am, and my motivation is not to gain recognition from others. Our aligned path leads us to progress, and that is all there is to it. Thanks to the invention of the umbrella, Laplace can now resume its research unhindered. And if there is someone better qualified to lead, I am more than willing to remain a humble cog in their machine. Besides, Miss C introduced me to a beautiful resort. The lake there is rich with arcane power, perfect for an awakened arcanist like me. Not only is it a resort, but also an independent team with a good amount of freedom. My only concern is if they have adequate power supply. Oh, rust might be a problem. Perhaps I should ask Researcher X about his titanium derust machine.
The robot is happily thinking about her vacation plans. She has completed all preparations for departure.
Time to go, Simone.
Madam Lucy, please take a look at this before you go.
A stack of reports in his hand in front of her.
This is a report you compiled during the storm countdown, detailing 126 side effects and how the scroll alleviates them. I have some questions about the data for Type 34.
Lucy flips it open and dutifully goes through the list one last time.
Yes, I can see a few errors in here. Unfortunately, I have to complete all of the handover procedures today. Perhaps you can ask Mr. Ulrich about it later.
She hands it back to Enigma, but he does not reach for it. He looks at her, grief-stricken.
The side effects left a mark on you, didn't they? There are 162 side effects, not 126. There was also an obvious typo in the data for Type 34. We noticed it long ago and corrected it. Took only 5 seconds. You sacrificed so much for this report, yet you could not see such glaring mistakes. You called me Researcher Hoffman earlier, a name you haven't used since you took over Laplace 8 years ago. To avoid confusion with my sister, you and our colleagues started calling me Adler instead.
Moving closer, he asks grimly,
How much data did you lose to impair your research abilities like this? Is this why you have to leave Laplace now? The progress you've made has helped so many, but at what cost to your own well-being?
Oh, man. The robot does not answer, a rare occurrence. From her side, Simone gently takes the file for her.
We should go, Madam Lucy.
Goodbye, Researcher Adler. thank you for correcting my mistake.
She walks away with steely steps, not looking back.
All right, fine.
He grips the door frame, ignoring the strange looks from the
I'll take
hallway.
up that role and do what you've been nagging me to do. I'll take care of those pesky committees. But just so you know, I'm not doing this for the higher-ups who look down on us, but for the people who look up to us from below.
The footsteps continue in rhythm. Her duty here is done. Then another voice calls out.
Madam Lucy!
Ulrich. The corridors are bustling with people. Researchers, clerks, directors, and security. Every Laplace employee is in the corridors from bottom to top floor. The same voice shouts.
All attention! Salute!
Paper litter the air. Everyone says goodbye in their own language, tossing files over the railings. The countless drafts, designs, and forms from the past 24 hours rain down. They were created for the storm and have completed their mission. Just as did the robot.
Simone, why are they throwing papers at me? Are they rejecting me and banishing me?
No, they're celebrating you.
On the contrary, madam, they are showing their reverence.
Oh, I see.
The robot is without a face and emotion module today, so she turns away from the crowd. The sunlight dances on her metallic surface, enveloping her in a golden aura.
Let us go, Simone. I miss the Laplace chargers already. There is a 230-volt bath at the resort, right?
Oh my god. That... Wow. So that's the end of this chapter. I hate to see her go, but she sacrificed so much to try to save everyone. We have this here to do. So which poor sap's up for the spot next? So who do you think gets it, Ulrich or Ignigma? So the two who despised each other. Pale green characters flicker incessantly, and in a second, dozens of messages appear on the fluorescent screen at the same time. It is clear to see that life must go on. Read the contents. Okay. Lucy has resigned. Who will be in charge now? Ulrich? He's the second most reliable Waken in the scientific computing center. Someone other than Lucy, I guess. No one wants that seat. It's electrified. Ulrich is the most opposed to this idea. He's on a hunger strike in front of the committee building. I guess he'd rather starve to death than sit in that electric chair. How about John? He's a man with clear logic and good project management skills. Lucy was an excellent leader. The casualties this time shouldn't be her fault. The best option is to let her come back. Which John? I hope you don't mean the one who speaks in hexadecimal. I recommend John from the mechanical engineering group. He's very creative and forward-thinking. Definitely the right person to run the scientific computing center. Last week, major power outage was caused by that John from the mechanical engineering team starting all the lab machines in parallel. He's been suspended and has been undergoing psychiatric evaluation ever since. I'd rather pick the John from the medical team. John from the medical team caused a huge explosion while testing a new drug formula last month. luckily, since he's from the medical team, help was at hand, and he's still sleeping like a baby in his hospital bed right now. What about John from the theoretical physics lab? His projects are absolute safe. There's never been any danger, and there won't be any in the future. And he only cares about logic in all things, simply the perfect candidate for the man in charge. John from the theoretical physics lab applied for a transfer a long time ago. The only person still hanging on to that group is probably Adler, who forgot to transfer his files. So Adler is indeed currently the best theoretical physicist in all of Laplace. No need to even add one of. In the entire scientific computing center, we can't find a John suitable to take charge. Isn't there a John with the judgment, execution, and long-term scientific vision of Lucy? One who will unconditionally support our research and even will be willing to approve funding for strange inventions or new theories on the study of ley lines. A better sense of humor than Lucy's would also be a plus. I think you might be able to find a John funnier than Lucy, but that's it. My suggestion is that we all join Ulrich in preventing any politician John or placeholder John from being put in that position, and on that basis demand Lucy's return. Good idea. See you in front of the committee building. I'll bring a few decks of cards, and can someone tell me why we're only considering Johns? Yeah, why? Why only Johns? Oh my gosh. That brought tears. Oh. Lucy resigning. She lost so much data. She did these experiments on herself and died many times, but because the awakened are able to come back in their primal state, they continued experimenting on themselves to prevent the human casualties with these experiments that they were having to do. But that, my friends, completes chapter 7. And so the next thing that we will be doing is To the New World. That is a curtain call chapter. After the rain, the curtains of a new world is about to be drawn, but before the old world takes its final bow, the people on stage have a few words to say. So we will be doing that in the next. I don't know how many chapters I pre-recorded. It's still Monday, the day after Easter. So, might be next week before I get to this one. And it says Vert in here. Apple, Regulus, Lilia, and Sonetto. So yeah, we will be doing that next. And I think this is the last before the journey. Oops, I did not mean to do that. No. Back out. Anyway, before we do the journey back, this right here is actually going to be a new playlist. So I think this is the last, is an intro chapter, but I do think this is going to be the last one for this, for the living and the rest. So, and as always, thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys enjoy this content. If you have, please subscribe. And if you've already subscribed, thank you for supporting me. And as always, thank you for watching and have a great day.